What's going on, y'all? Oshinomancha here, back with another figure review. Today we're taking a look at the SH Figuarts Son Goku and Dragon 40th Anniversary Edition action figure.
Stop it! What are you doing? This is for hitting me!
This one is to commemorate the 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball. It's a recreation of the image of Goku on Shenron's back for the first volume of Dragon Ball's manga. This was originally supposed to be an exclusive for Japan. They decided to be so kind to us and make it an NYCC exclusive, which then also translates to it being a Tamashii Nation New York store exclusive. I know that the one from Japan has like a sleeve that covers the whole box. It doesn't have that sleeve, but the box design is great nonetheless. It is quite a bulky box because of the Shenron piece and the base. This is probably the only SH Figuarts that I'm actually going to set up and keep set up on a shelf, that I have some of my other Dragon Ball figures set up in my living room. I'm super excited for this one. When I first took it out of the box, it warms my heart because it was very nostalgic. It comes with a ton of pieces. We have a lot to get into today. I got mine at the Tamashii Nation New York store for about $100, roughly $110 after tax. You can still get yours at the Tamashii Nation New York store. I believe there's Japanese stores online that still have them in stock. There's like a handful of stores that I've seen that have this for roughly retail price, and then other stores that sell this for about $140, $150. But I'm super excited to take a look at this one, so let's get it open. So like I was saying before, this does come with a lot of stuff. There's a decent amount of hands and accessories. It's 3 tiers. So there's the first tier with the figure, the faceplates, the hands, and most of the accessories. The second tier that has the Shenron sculpt. And then the third tier that has the stands for Shenron plus the base itself. So quite a lot of things that we have in this package. For the first tier, we get 4 faceplates, 1 extra hair that is exclusive to the open mouth Goku right here. We get an unsheathed Nyoibo, a sheathed Nyoibo, his tail, a pair of tonfas, we get a wind-flowing bow for his belt, and 7 pairs of hands. Now that we see all the things that we get with him, let's take a closer look at the figure. And here he is outside of his packaging. He's a very small guy, so I might have to prop him up on something just so that you guys can get a proper view of him on the camera. But he looks fantastic. The face sculpts look really good. I like the hair sculpt as well. I love his little stubby arms. This is more reminiscent of his first appearance in Dragon Ball, as opposed to his later prepubescent teenage years with the SH Figuarts Kid Gokus we have right now. Aside from obviously the GT one and the Daima one, his belt looks really good. It's not fully soft plastic. It is a little bit harder than what the adult Goku belts are. It's cool that he has a little pouch, I'm assuming, of sensu beans on his hip. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of paint or shading on him. I'm assuming that most of the stuff on him is just the mold itself unpainted. This figure is something that I would consider more of like a standalone piece than it is something that you would be posing with other figures necessarily. Like, you could pose him with other figures, but I'm gonna treat him kind of just like a posable statue. So there doesn't look like there's a whole lot of detailing to him, but he still looks good nonetheless. I think the sculpting and the mold is really on point with his younger look. Now let's take a look at his articulation. For his size, he doesn't come with the most amount of articulation. His head is on a ball peg, so he can look up this high and look down this far. You can move his head side to side a decent amount. His shoulders are on a ball peg on the shoulder joint alone. If you don't cheat it, they go up this high. If you angle them a little bit, you can probably get them to go higher just off of the ball peg joint for the shoulder alone. This is as high as they go. The shoulder joint can pivot on the ball peg. The elbow joint also has a swivel in it. The elbow is also single jointed, so it can only bend up to a 90-degree angle this far. The wrist joints are also on a ball peg, so they don't have a whole lot of range to them. This far back, this far forward, very minimal range. Waist can go a full 360, and it's also on a ball peg, so it can swivel around a little bit. And it looks like the hip piece is also soft plastic, so you should be able to get a little bit more range on kicks with it. But going to splits, pretty decent range. Can split this far out. If you swivel the bow to the side, you can get him to kick this far forward, 90 degrees, this far back, another 90 degrees. His knee joint is single jointed, almost to a 90-degree bend. Ankles are on a ball peg joint, so they go this far forward, this far down, and he doesn't have a toe hinge, so all he can do is have his feet flat. Now let's swap out his faceplates and hands. For faces, he comes with a laughing face, a smirking face, a side-eye grinning face, and a shouting face. For hands, he comes with a pair of closed finger palm hands, a pair of hands to grip the power pole and tonfa, a pair of fists, a pair of peace signs, a pair of open palm hands, another pair of power pole hands, and a pair of taunting hands. Now let's take a look at his accessories. So this Goku does get a decent amount of accessories. He gets his Nyoibo or his power pole unsheathed, as well as having his power pole sheathed. But if you want to get his unsheathed power pole on, you just pop his head off, put it over his arm, pop his head back in, just like that. Then he also comes with his tail. So right in his back right here, next to his little sensu bean pouch, there's a little hole for his tail to go in. Pop that in right there. And that is on a little ball peg. So you do get some range with the tail. The tail itself doesn't bend. It would have been nice if the tail was maybe like a soft plastic with the wire in it so you could pose it around. But this figure I don't believe was necessarily made for dynamic posing. It was more so kind of a shelving piece, like a display piece. There aren't too many poses you can put him into because of his articulation, but you can still put him in his iconic poses in this look. And then the other accessory that he has with these grippy hands is his tonfas. So the little red tip of the tonfa comes off like that. Just slide it into his hand. And it's a very, very little red piece, so be careful not to lose this. I probably won't be using this accessory too often just because of how small the piece is to get it onto his hand is. Now you got his tonfa on, and he comes with 2 tonfas, so 1 for each hand. And then for his bow, you can take his main bow off and put on his windswept bow, and it's on like a small little peg. So now I'm gonna take off his tonfa so that we can take a look at his main accessory. So now that we got Goku ready for his dragon pose, put these to the side. First, we're gonna start with the base. I'm gonna have to pop these little peg holders out. The way that you tell which one of these clouds goes into these peg holders, there's a different shape for each peg hole. So you just match up whichever cloud goes into that peg hole. This one goes into here. This one has 2 peg slots. So this one goes here. This one goes right here. Now we're gonna get Shenron out. So for Shenron, there's a little plastic piece right here that has to go into his back. So if you look along his scale line, there's a little piece right here that's not attached to the rest of them. So you just slide that up, and then you just take this little piece, slide this in here. And his whisker slots also have different shapes to them, so you just have to make sure that you grab the right whisker for the peg. So now his whiskers are on, and then it looks like there's magnets in the base right here, so you just slide him onto place, and he magnetizes to the stands. And then this little plastic piece that goes on Shenron's back actually lines up with the bottom of Goku. Line up his little crotch piece. Probably easier to get him on there before you put it onto the stands. But then once you got him all situated, and boom, that looks fantastic. All in all, for this figure, I definitely think it's worth the price. For me, I look at it as a posable statue. I'm gonna probably keep it on my shelf posed like this. I think it's very nostalgic to have a Goku from his first appearance in the Dragon Ball manga. The colorway on both the figure and the Shenron statue look fantastic. The clouds in the stands for the dragon, I think, makes the display pop even more, including the flow of his whiskers, and then just being able to pose Goku in this iconic look. But I think this is definitely a centerpiece for any collector's shelf. On a scale from 1 to 7 Dragon Balls, I would definitely have to say, without a doubt, this one gets 7 Dragon Balls for me. Between the amount of accessories that you get with it, the stand that you get with it, the iconic face sculpts, I think that this goes without saying. I recommend this for any collector. Again, I know that the Tamashii Nation store in NYC still has some in stock. They're limited to 2 per person. If you want to get one, make sure you get it while it's still available. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think of this Goku figure. Do you have this in your collection? Are you planning on getting this one? I definitely think that you should if you're on the fence about it. A little side tangent before I go. I started posting videos to YouTube back in July. I started doing this for fun because I do enjoy collecting and I do enjoy watching reviews of figures from other YouTubers. And I had a goal at the end of the year to hit 50 subscribers. And thanks to you guys enjoying my videos almost as much as I enjoy putting them together, I've actually hit my goal 3 times over. So I really wanted to thank you guys for subscribing, for watching my videos, for liking and commenting. It means a lot. I really appreciate you guys enjoying the content that I'm doing. I do plan on reviewing figures in the other SH Figuarts lines, like the Yu Yu Hakusho figures. And I've also been collecting the Kaiju number 8 figures outside of SH Figuarts, like the Storm Arena figures. I have the Yujiro Hanma figure that I want to review. Let me know in the comments if there's any figures from those lines that you guys want to see a review on. But yeah, again, I just wanted to thank you guys for the love and support. I appreciate you guys tuning in for my videos when they come up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification button so you get notified every time I drop a new figure review. And until next time, peace.